Hello, and welcome to a new edition of FireWatch. This month on FireWatch, we're going to go visit a large fire that we had here in the city of Danville, out on South Boston Road. This fire occurred at the formerly Poogie's Bar and Grill. So we're going to pan around, let you look at a little bit of it, and just talk about what happened here on South Boston Road here in Danville. What we're going to do is we're going to try to cover the whole structure from our platform. We're on Tower 1, a piece of fire apparatus here at the Danville Fire Department. This piece of equipment is housed at the airport station. So we're up high, and we're going to look around, and we're going to start in the rear of the building. If you're looking from South Boston Road, this is the back part of it. To my left, you see a gray standing part. That was to make an entrance up into the apartment. They did have a full-size apartment in this building, so that's what's the remaining standing part that you see. Below, if you come down underneath, they had some refrigeration equipment stored in there, and you could make entrance through the rear side of it or the back side from the parking lot. If you move over to the center, that's part of the entire apartment. In the center, in that black hole where you see a foil-looking pipe and there's a door, that also was a part of the apartment part of it. Moving over from there, you're going to still have this whole top part, I believe, to be living space, or I would call it the residential part of this building. Now, you see a lot of fire damage here in the center section of it. A lot of it was fire damage, and some of the damage came from our firefighting tactics. On the morning of this fire, it was raining, and the winds were very high, which makes it difficult for fighting fire and fire streams. So some of this was knocked down with fire streams, and some of it was fire damage. If you go down below, you're going to see a lot of burning there. So it was a lot of fire in that area right above where the refrigeration equipment was also. This fire came in early on a Sunday morning. Someone driving on 58 saw smoke coming from it from a side window, and they called it in and felt like they thought this building was on fire. We got the notification. The Danville Fire Department responded quickly as usual to get here. The first arriving officer on the scene reported heavy smoke showing. That was the first thing he saw, was heavy smoke showing. So he reported it and immediately called a working fire. Well, a working fire is when they know they're going to have fire, they're going to pull lines, they need additional resources to come in. So he was quick thinking to call that. Well, we changed shifts at 7:30 in the morning, so we had an oncoming shift, and we had a shift that was getting ready to go off for the day. We were very fortunate to be able to hold all those personnel to have them on the scene quickly and for a long time. So that pretty much was to our advantage, is still fighting against the weather conditions during the day. In order to combat this fire, our officers chose to use master streams. We used 2 master streams. We used the truck that we are standing on now, the Tower 1. That's the large truck you see around town with the bucket on the front. And also we used Engine 7, which has a deck gun. A deck gun is a heavy piece of nozzle equipment that's attached to the truck. And we're able to put a man up there, and he can flow fire streams from the top of the truck. Also, they chose to use hand lines. They had the building surrounded pretty much on all 4 sides with water spray. So we pretty much had it covered with a lot of water. The makeup of this building, it's hard to fight fire. You know, as when you do renovations and constructions, it get cut up. And when I say cut up, walls are added. You know, it had a restaurant side in it to make it into a dining hall. So that made it difficult as well. The first officer who got on the scene tried to make an interior attack, and he got in just a little ways for a little while, and he felt the conditions was unsafe, so he came back out. And that's when it turned strictly into a defensive attack. Our defensive attack mode is where we fight fires strictly from the outside. We're not going to put anyone inside and risk somebody getting hurt by trying to go inside. As you can see, we have a house right beside it, and it's probably maybe 15, 20 feet distance between. And with the wind that morning, our firefighters did an excellent job at protecting this structure right here to the house, and they have no fire damage and not very much smoke damage inside. We always check on the neighbors, make sure they're okay. That afternoon we went and checked with them and went into the house, and there was no smoke inside. So I give credit to the firefighters for the excellent job they did that day in saving this house that's right next to us. Now we've come off the tower, we're down at ground level, and people who have visited this place to eat, you would know where we're standing right here in the entrance to the little foyer type going into the restaurant. This is where we tried to get in just a little bit to do a little bit of fire investigation, but after we got in and we saw how dangerous it is, I could only go in probably 20 feet or so to come back out, and I'll wait until my help get here to be able to go in, pick apart this site to see what actually started this fire and complete my investigation. Once you get inside the building, you'll take a quick right, and once you take that right, that will take you into the dining area. The dining area will go off to the right. If you go straight down a hall, you would to go left, and that's where you would, if you remember, the kitchen would be, and the bathrooms is just down the end of that hall. So this was the main portion that was not residential, to where the restaurant, you go in the front, your foyer here, your hostess that will greet you here, then you go down, take a right, and go into a dining area, kitchen and bathrooms from there. But our viewers, actually the person who spotted the fire was heading into town from going, I guess, 58 west, and saw smoke coming out of one of the windows, and looked around and called the fire department again, and that's how we got notified that this building was on fire. And when our fire companies got here again, they saw a lot of smoke, and that's when they called it a working fire, and we continued to fight this fire to save the building as much as we could. Well, this was a brief edition of FireWatch. I wanted to bring you up on the fire we recently had here in the city of Danville. As I progress in my investigation, I will get back with you and do an update to let you know what's going on here on South Boston Road. Until next time, be safe. Hi.